Hi, everybody. My name is Suzanne Longstreet, and I'm an NLP Master Coach. I'm here with one of my dear clients, Dr. Ingryd Lorenzana, and she has agreed to share her experience of working with me. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
You're welcome, and thank you for all your help.
Oh, I'm so glad. My first question for you is, what was your life or business like before we met, before you had started coaching with me? How were things for you? Just as much information as you're willing to share.
I think the driving force of what moved me to kind of go forward with you was the fact that I felt like I was stuck.
Mm.
I had been doing so many things to improve both as a person, both emotionally, physically, spiritually. Um, Similarly with my business, just doing a ton of work, devoting a lot of energy, and it didn't seem like I was getting the return on the investment, I guess, of what my work was. And so I had a moment where it's like, what else is there out there? Why am I stuck? Why is my work not paying off? What is going on? And so, I do have a history of a lot of things, like a lot of other people, difficult childhoods, brain injury, a lot of things that I was aware of. And so try to address all of those things. And I think the key with you was that I personally didn't realize there were additional things that I was not aware of, which your work has been, transformative, truly. Because how do you combat something that you're not even know what it is?
Oh, that's a
And
good point.
um, when you are aware of like, oh, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this, at least you could try go and target those things. And I was at a point where I was starting to feel self-defeated again. And it's like, well, what else is there left on my bucket that I personally was aware of? And the big aha moment for you with my work with you has been that there's so many other things that I was unaware of that were obviously blocking me, both again personally as well as business. And so it's been transformative in the sense that my business has blossomed. I have a huge goal and I'm going to meet it, but I feel confident now. I have the confidence that my work is going to continue to pay off. And very similarly, how I feel as a person, I feel very, I don't know what the right word would be, um, liberated, I guess, maybe, where I'm not carrying a lot of heavy emotions or dead weight or, unnecessary beliefs that continuously hold me back. Um, so I think that was the big thing for me, that it's like, well, what else is there? What am I missing? What wasn't the missing piece? And it was all the things that I was unaware of that you have helped me identify and break through those.
That's wonderful. Oh, my goodness. What was the most powerful thing for you that you discovered during the coaching, if you could name it?
The most powerful thing for me. I think that's difficult because I feel like there's numerous ones.
Okay. Yeah.
In, I think the big aha moments during one of our sessions was, I know for me, one of the things personally was I carry a lot of guilt.
Mm.
Um, and there was this mismatch personally where where's all this guilt coming from? I think I'm a very good person. I, um, live in a very, what I personally believe, ethical way, and I always do my best. And it's like, well, where is this guilt coming from? And so recognizing that we carry a lot of these ancestral um, beliefs. And I think the big aha moment for me was that, biologically it makes sense. We're in our mother's womb. And but we don't always recognize that just like how we're physically in the womb, then we absorb all the nutrients that our moms give us when, when we're growing in the womb. We also absorb all the other energies that they may be feeling and sensing, or the environments that they might be in. And so carrying a lot of that in there as well, that I just was not aware of. And that was a huge aha moment for me, that a lot of the feelings I was carrying were just things that weren't even my own,
Yeah.
but yet they were still holding me back. They were anchoring me. They were creating these unnecessary and beliefs that were really blocking me. And so I think for me that was the big aha moment, that when I say, it's like, how could I ever fix that if I didn't even know it was there?
Yeah.
And
And so I love that, because this work, and I never mentioned that, Ingrid. Thank you very much for telling me that, because I recognize that a lot of us, when the people who we clear the negative emotions, not only of ours in this lifetime, but in the womb. And I love the way
Mhm,
you said that, the wounds in the womb, as well as past life and past generational. And
mhm.
so I love that you had that beautiful aha moment.
Yeah, I think for me that was the big deal, of like, that was like, this is what I recognize, that there was no way for me to recognize that. There was no other, so again, I'm very methodical about things. And it's like, well, if you got X, Y, and Z, then we're going to target X, Y, and Z. Well, I didn't even know that was on the radar.
Wow.
So I didn't even know how do I combat something that I don't even know exists.
Right?
And,
Until
and
your unconscious mind brought it up for you so that you could clear it.
how do
Beautiful.
you, I mean, when you don't even know who the enemy is?
Exactly. I
Um,
love that.
yeah, so that, I think for me personally, that was the big liberating. Oh, I don't need that. It doesn't serve me. It's not mine. Let it go. And so, from all the work that I've done, I think that's been your work has been the most transformative in that regard, because it's the one that's addressed things that I didn't even know were issues.
Right. Oh, I love that. Thank you. Because you've done some other things, right? You've mentioned, I think EMDR was one of the things that you had done. Were there other things that you've done?
I've done EMDR. I have done general hypnotherapy. I've done brain mapping, talk therapy. Yeah, I've done, a lot of learning, a lot of spiritualism, a lot of religion, just so many things. Um, and I think they've all helped, but I think this is like the one that, like, wow, you know, really just let the funnel flow through.
I love the way you said that, because, and I think you mentioned it at one point too. You said all the other work that you have done, this work was able to almost unblock the dam, allow the funnel to flow, so that all the other work that you've done worked even better.
Yes.
I remember you saying that. I thought, oh, Ingrid, I need that on a testimonial.
Yeah, because yeah, it allowed everything else to just kind of like sink in, right? Because there was still something blocking. And I think it's the big piece is that how do you target something that you don't know it's not even there?
Yeah.
And so I think that was the huge piece for me, just liberating a lot of these beliefs, a lot of these emotions that weren't even mine. And that also, because it was so powerful to acknowledge that they weren't mine, I'm like, well, I don't need it. Let it go. So it was very, I keep saying the word liberating, because it literally physically felt like, I always say when I work with you, I'm like, I feel taller. And it's because I don't feel that dead weight on me physically. I think that my body feels, I breathe better, and I feel better.
I'm so glad. Well, you've actually said to me at one point that, because I noticed you were wearing this fabulous Valentino belt, and you said you actually lost weight. And that was
Yes.
the goal. We were not even aware that that was a goal. All of a sudden, you were shrinking in size.
So funny, because I had totally forgotten about that. And that
Yeah.
happened, right? That we have so much on the bucket that then once you're like way down the road and you're not carrying all this stuff, but totally. Um, I think for me, I carry my stress in my belly.
Oh,
And there's a lot of that stuff started to clear, um, my belly, yeah, it started to feel like, there's a lot of science of how we protect our bodies, and the belly is one of those, because that's like our solar plexus. It's our survival, right? And so, yeah, my survival was just like, I'm guarding myself. I'm guarding myself physically because of where my consciousness was. And so, liberating all of that, my body's like, oh, I don't need that anymore either. And so, yes, yeah, I feel so much more energetic. Um, yeah, it's been amazing.
Oh, that's amazing. So, a lot of people come to me because they're stuck and they're wondering how to change their business because they're looking to make more money. Have you noticed that there's been some result in your business as a result of the work that we've done?
Oh, absolutely. Because I think that my business is a reflection of me as a person. And so the better that I am and the more unblocked I am, that also then is transferring over. And so we've had some tremendous growth. That one one of the huge things was, I had been looking for a new office space
Yeah.
since 2018. And then slowly, since I've met you and the TLA group, things have started to, and now I have my new space. It's even better than I imagined it. I just love it. Our business continues to blossom. We've been in our new office space. Now we're going on 4 or 5 months. Our first quarter, we were already up 30%. We haven't done the numbers specifically yet for the second quarter, but I know they are also up as well, because I have a good radar. And um it's amazing. And I feel so invigorated, that because I was feeling stuck, right? And when you feel stuck, it's like, well, you kind of get self-defeated, because, well, what else am I going to do? It's not going to pay off anyway, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that belief is gone. So now it's like, well, I gotta do this, and I gotta do this, and I gotta do this, and it's all these exciting things. And I don't think I shared with you, but yesterday we did a patient appreciation day because of our new space. We wanted to, share back with our patients, and so we did a patient appreciation day event, and it was off the records. It was amazing. The energy of my patients showing up. Um, we got a ton of donations from our community business partners that we were able to raffle off to our patients. Had some great food. It was amazing. And it just, my heart just flows. It's just like, I don't know what the right word, but it's like, in Spanish we say esponjar, like meaning when a sponge is like dried up and then you get fluid and it just kind of goes like this. I don't know what the right word in English is for that.
Okay.
But it was just how full of emotions of, the not just the monetary value of how my business is growing, but just the energy of my patients receiving the same energy that I'm giving them, and the love and energy that I'm putting back into the business, and they're sending me more patients. And it's just been amazing.
Oh, I'm so happy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
If if somebody watching this is thinking about hiring me, do you have any advice for them of whether or not to hire me?
I would absolutely say, if they're ready to change, if they're ready for change, absolutely. And what would be like, who's the right person? I would say, if you're feeling stuck, if you want to, like that feeling, like with me, what I was saying, like, I'm already working so hard, I've done so many things. um you know if you feel like self-defeated, and I would even say, just in general, if I could do it over again, honestly, from all the different, these many things I've done, I would have, I feel that, if I had done the things in reverse, I would have gotten a bigger bang for my buck.
Wow.
You first, you know what I mean? I think everything else, of course, everything is timing. But had I done it in reverse, I probably, you know what I mean? That huge piece for me is like, how do you combat something that you don't know what you're even combating, which is what your work has done for me. That where's all this stuff? Why are just things not moving? And it's just these beliefs and these emotions that you carry that are not yours, and you don't even know how to identify them. You don't know what your mom went through. You don't know what your ancestors went through, that you're carrying that with you. And unblocking all that stuff is really equally important, as everything that we're doing now. So I think that was the big thing for me. It's just breaking through the barrier of things that I didn't even know existed.
Mm. And so much more is possible and will
Yeah.
happen for you. I am so excited for you. And I've just so much loved getting to know you. And I do look forward to continuing whatever, just our friendship. We're both in a group. So I'm looking forward to continuing to get to know you. And thank you so much for this
Yeah,
time.
absolutely. And we're only like, you and I literally started working together. Um, oh my gosh, October, maybe not even beginning of November.
Yeah, it was,
So it hasn't even been a year.
yeah, no, it's been months, days. And you've
Yeah,
already seen tangible results, and if physically, emotionally, in your business, everywhere.
definitely. Yeah, absolutely. So if you're ready to, grow in every aspect of your life, I would say, yeah.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you. So
welcome.
good.